Omni Edition Sports presents from Lighted Field in Garden City Cougar Softball. Tonight, the Garden City Cougars take on the Brighton Bulldogs. Hi, everybody. Dan York here along with Steve Gentili as we get ready to bring you our first broadcast of Cougar Softball for 2021, our second broadcast of Cougar Sports this week. And, Steve, a good matchup here tonight as Garden City, with an impressive record coming into this one, 23-5, takes on a Brighton team, only 17-13, but they play totally different levels of competition.
Absolutely, yes, Dan. That's Brighton team comes out of the KLAA division, and then but Barry's got his team ready to roll against any competition as usual. He'll schedule anybody in the state. This year they went, had Escanaba on the schedule and played them tough. Played a tough Plymouth team and beat them. Beat a Livonia Stevenson team, who won their side of the KLA division, which has Brighton in it. So I expect a good ball game tonight and a lot of talented girls out here ready to play a game.
Garden City 12-0 in their conference. They are the Western Wayne Athletic Conference champions again. This is 2 seasons in a row, if you count 2019 and 2021, where Garden City has not lost a game in the conference. That is why they schedule all of these tough non-conference games to make sure that they are ready for the districts. And that's not just Garden City. Any softball team, no matter how good their league, needs to schedule teams outside of their conference to make sure they're more ready for the postseason.
Exactly. You're going to, your league play, you're really not going to determine who you play in your league. That's all set up, by your school district and your size and everything. But once you get to the postseason play, that's more, you're more aligned with schools of your size and things. So, but that doesn't really matter because postseason play, once it starts, anybody can win at any time. Having coached against Barry many times, we would bring teams over and have some great games here under the lights. And he, like I said earlier, he's not afraid to play anybody over his long career. He's proven that you got to play tough competition to be ready for postseason play, and that's what he does. So I think he does it as good as anybody in the state of Michigan. So
we had a JV game between Garden City and Brighton before this, so you see they're getting the field ready to go, and we will be underway shortly. We have a special surprise for you and a special treat before we start today's game, but we'll have the starting lineup, our national anthem, and our first pitch from Garden City High School in just a couple of moments. This is the Garden City Cougars versus Brighton Bulldogs. You're watching Omni Edition Sports. This is GCTV. Everyone, and welcome to Lighted Field for tonight's game between the Brighton Bulldogs and your Garden City Cougars. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the start of tonight's game, we invite you to direct your attention to the area around home plate for a special presentation. This season, Garden City's varsity softball coach, Barry Patterson, recorded his 800th win as the Cougars' varsity softball coach. Arguably the most successful coach in Garden City High School history, Barry has accumulated 20 league championships, 22 district championships, 14 regional championships, 6 Final Four appearances, and 1 state championship in 2008. Barry became Garden City's head varsity coach in 1987 after serving as assistant coach for 2 years. Dozens of Garden City players have gone on to play college softball after their time with Barry, and dozens more have been honored with all-state awards. In 2014, Barry was inducted into the Michigan High School Softball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. He is also a member of the Michigan USSSA Hall of Fame as a manager and has numerous accolades and awards for his work with travel softball. Barry is in the top 20 amongst active high school coaches for wins, according to the MHSAA. Not only has Barry dedicated 33 years of his life coaching, he's spent thousands of hours upgrading lighted field to give his players the facility they deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and give Coach Barry Patterson the ovation he deserves for reaching the 800-win plateau. Here now, the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Brighton Bulldogs, coached by Danielle Pizzo. Leading off and playing center field, the number 11, Jesse Laird. Batting second, the catcher, number 18, Cindy Scoggins. Hitting third and playing right field, number 8, Ashley Tatara. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 22, Jordan Reese. Hitting fifth and pitching, number 33, Izzy Hoadley. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 26, Kyle Jordan. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 10, Leah Mullins. Hitting eighth, the left fielder, number 16, Macy Merdinian. And batting ninth and playing second base, number 19, Lily Mendez. And now the starting lineup for your Garden City Cougars, coached by Barry Patterson. Leading off and pitching, number 3, Natalie Lynn. Batting second, the shortstop, number 5, Megan Ladishin. Hitting third and playing third base, number 17, Claire Martin. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 19, Rylan Dolan. Hitting fifth and playing left field, number 18, Madison Lynn. Hitting sixth, the first baseman, number 15, Stephanie Arnold. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 11, Jalen Banks. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 8, Danielle Rogers. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 20, Jenna Stewart. Catching for the Cougars, number 16, Jackie Antonchik. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ready to get underway here at Garden City High School. Dan York along with Steve Gentilia. As you saw, a very nice ceremony we did for Barry Patterson prior to the beginning of this game, recognizing his 800 wins as Garden City coach. And Steve, you've known Barry just a little bit less than I have. He's going to kill us afterwards for doing that ceremony.
Absolutely. He's not going to. He's giving us the thumbs up right now.
He is for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field.
We've been trying to hide that for a week, or a month rather, so we kept getting rained out every time we tried to do it.
Yeah, but, I've known, like you said, I've known Barry for a long time, having gone to school here and played here and watched him coach and coached against him when I was coaching high school softball, and used to actually ride my bike up here when I would be touring around town and watching softball practices and baseball practices. And he's definitely a coach in the MHSAA who's revered and looked to see how you do a program. This is how you do it. He does everything with class and will always be known as the coach who did it the right way and has been successful. And there ain't a player who's played for him who he's probably not still in contact with somehow or some way he's affected them not only as players but as women and grown adults and mothers and everything. And he's probably coached some mothers and daughters out here. So he's, like we said, he's been doing it a long time, and he's deserves everything that he gets. So
there you see the lineup for Brighton. You heard us read them off earlier, but quickly it'll be Laird, Scoggins, Tatara, Reese, Hoadley, Jordan Mullins, Merdinian, and Mendez for Brighton. And Hoadley will be the starting pitcher for the Bulldogs. Natalie Lynn will be on the bump for Garden City as she is 17-1 this season. Her last full season, which was 2019, she was 18-4. Those 18 wins are the 8th highest in school history.
Wow,
so she has a very good chance of moving up on that list this season.
Yeah, that's saying a lot with some of the pitchers who've been through here, from the Thompsons to the Minches to the Susalas and everything. You can rack up that type of win total, you're doing something right. So she's definitely doing things right out in the circle.
And there you see a strike call. Yeah, when Tracy Thompson was here, she had 2 other starting pitchers, in Sherry Harper and Crystal Matesic. So
yeah,
a bigger load for Natalie Lynn on the mound.
We are definitely pulling all the names out of the book tonight. They are. Throw a little Mickey Gorak out there, and
look at that.
There we, that's a. Well, like we said, this is a long tradition of great softball that Barry started here back in 1987 and before that. And like you said, he's done things the right way and has evolved with the game as the game has evolved, but still kept his standards and for accountability and play the game the right way. So
just missed on the outside corner with that one. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The temperature since earlier in the day has plummeted about 15 degrees. We had temperatures near 80 earlier today, and right now we are lucky if we're still at 60 degrees.
Yes, we need to maybe turn that heater on in the booth here, but we'll see. Get that hot chocolate ready.
I just took it out because I thought we couldn't possibly need it again. 61 degrees at game time as we get things started here at Lighted Field, and there's a foul ball at home plate.
Great pitch there, working on the inside of the plate.
There is a threat of rain much later tonight, but we should be long gone by the time that moves in. There you see Garden City's defense quickly in the outfield is Lynn, Stewart, and Dolan. In the infield, Martin, Ladishik, Banks, and Arnold. And Antonchik behind the plate with Lynn on the bump, and this one is fouled back.
And we're 3-2 in the count here, but we're still, the pitcher's battling. She's not giving in to anything. For the first batter of the game, that's good to see. You got to compete from the first pitch to the last, and that's what Barry's teams will always do. So.
Be a very competitive game we expect here tonight. Just missed. That was a pretty nice pitch.
Good looking pitch there. That's hard for the batter to take there, but it's a good job there by both ends, pitcher, catcher, and the batter.
So that'll bring up Scoggins, the catcher. She's batting .309 this season with 24 RBIs and 21 runs scored.
Let's see what's happening here. We got the corners playing up, looking for a little bunt. See what Brighton's going to do with their offense here.
Want to thank Coach Pizzo, as you see a swing and a miss by Scoggins. She sort of gave me the keys to the kingdom today and gave me access to their stats online. So we have plenty of stats for the Bulldogs here tonight. And Scoggins is the leading RBI producer on this Brighton team. Actually, she has 25 now. She picked up 1 last night against Gabriel Richard in that game.
Yeah, and if you hear Coach Patterson here in the background, some of the things that he's saying is don't leave early. Talking to his defense, just to hold their ground, wait for that bunt. If it is a bunt, you got to play the bunt, then, but you don't want to leave your position too early and give up your ground for that base hit either. So
runner on first base is Laird. You see her take a knee between every pitch.
That's kind of a new school way to lead off the base. They'll start in what's called a track start.
Right off of Lynn's foot, and she is hurt. And they're going to get time called as Lynn just took that right off of the foot, I believe. And she's right back up.
Yeah, the outside of the foot there. That's a hard shot back up the middle.
They're giggling at the mound. So I guess it's she's not hurting that bad, but there's no way she's not hurting at all. Look at that.
Yeah, right on
right on the outside of her left foot.
Yeah, right on her land foot there, right on the outside. So that's guess if there's a place you want to get hit in the foot, that's kind of the place, and the fat of the foot there up towards the toes, not any higher near that ankle.
It's only the second batter of the game, and Scoggins rips a line shot off of Natalie Lynn's foot.
Yeah, but I know she's a Lynn kid. You know, Don doesn't take it easy on those girls, so I know she's a tough kid out there. She'll be able to take it former, probably a former St. Raphael's girl, so she'll be able to bounce back and play tough. So
yeah, they'll give her a couple of warm-up pitches as the trainer comes out to check on her. Caitlin won't let her go on if she can, but she's got a smile on her face. So
yeah,
that's
absolutely. She's good. There you go. She's good to go.
Boy, she's going to have a heck of a bruise
Oh,
tonight.
yeah, absolutely. She'll look at it and say, whoa, that did hurt. But sometimes, that adrenaline takes over, and these big games. Having coached in these games, too, it's kind of this Brighton team comes out. They may be a little intimidated by the setting and the surrounding, not being able to play many night games. And just the field and the atmosphere that happens here on this field is something special that not too many kids in high school get to take advantage of with the 4 o'clock starts for baseball and softball. Not a lot of high schools have the lights and things that they can use.
So that'll bring up Ashley Tatara. Tatara batting a .263 on the season. She hits a ground ball through the hole, past second base for a base hit. That gets past the center fielder. That's going to go all the way to the warning track. That's going to score 2. Laird scored, Scoggins scores. Here comes Tatara as Garden City mishandles it. And it turns into 3-run scoring for Brighton. And an early 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs.
Just a little misfortunate play there by the center fielder. She got to know where your runners are and got to make that play, keep it in front of you. Best case scenario.
So that's a base hit, and the rest of that comes from some misplays and some mishandling of the baseball. There you see it got past the center fielder, Stewart, got all the way to the wall. That was going to score Laird and Scoggins for sure. And then a little trouble in the outfield handling the ball, and Tatara scores. So a quick 3-0 lead for Brighton.
Yeah, but you look at Lynn, what she's doing right now, though. She gets that ball right back in the circle after taking the ball off the foot. She's ready, and she comes back with that first pitch strike to this batter and really attacking her. So
there's a pitch that gets past the catcher as Reese is the batter, hitting .387.
It's a game of short memories. You got to play the next pitch, win the next pitch, as we always like to say, and just go through and got to forget it, flush it down the drain, and play the next one.
Jordan Reese, who's batting .385, has an OPS of .975. So she doesn't hit a lot of singles. There's a ground ball to the second baseman, and Banks flips it over, so there's 1 out here in the first.
Pitcher number 33.
Sometimes you see a lot of coaches early in the games, they'll get frustrated. You see a play like that, you give up a home run and 3 runs on an error. But you got Barry here. As many years as he's been here, calm, cool, collected, ain't nothing going to phase him, still being positive with the girls, and just stay, still teaching, coaching, fundamentals, and that's what it's all about at the high school level.
There's a swing and a miss by Izzy Hoadley. She's the starting pitcher. She also has a big old OPS of .847. That one's down low.
And they're really living outside, though, with it. Barry's always, he doesn't want to come inside on you. He doesn't want to let you get that barrel on the ball, but he's going to live on that outer third of the plate. Nice little change up there.
Just missed on the outside corner. Tough call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Umpire behind home plate has a tight strike zone.
Yes, and you got to, having coached and officiated also, it's something that, sometimes you get locked into a zone and you're fighting yourself back there as the umpire trying to.
There's a ground ball to second base. Banks. She's made both put out so far in the inning.
And it's their game plan. They're going to throw you away, make you hit the ball the other way, and exactly what they're doing right there. A little change. It's going to come inside with the changeup, and then he's going to go away with the hard stuff and make you hit it that way. So
that'll bring up Kylie Jordan. In 58 plate appearances, 56 official at-bats. She has an OPS of .510 as she looks at a strike on the outside of the corner. That's the pitch she's not gotten to this point.
Absolutely. That's the pitch that as a pitcher, if you're getting that pitch, like we said, that's living in the river. and that area between the batter's box and the black of the plate. So that's, you can live in that area. That's good living. There's
strike 2 and
yeah, she's really
her high pitch.
Really showing that good arsenal tonight, and we're just waiting for that yellow hammer to come out and see what can happen.
Okay, Jim Price. Here's the rock in the pitch. Up high, tried to get her to chase.
I just won that person the pool for how many times I'd say that. So
we get Jim Price's calls in. Betting third.
Give me a hot dog in my mouth, and we'll be.
Change up, didn't make it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leah Mullins on deck, first baseman for the Brighton Bulldogs. They lead it 3-0 early on here at Garden City High School.
And they're still battling here. She's going to come and get it right here. Outside, a little change up high.
Missed up high.
That's all right.
Lynn still hoping that Jordan will get herself out.
Yeah.
Now she's going to have to go get her.
Looking for him to chase a little bit, but see what they do with this next pitch here. If they're going to throw that change up inside on the hands, or if they're going to go away on that outer edge. And there it is, outside. Boom. Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. Her first strikeout of the game. 3 runs for Brighton in the inning.
Like Coach Patterson's saying, you got a lot of ball game left right here. It's only 3-0. That means nothing. You still haven't even batted yet, so you'll see what. Got to have a short memory, forget it, and come back and make the next play. Which, the way they come off the field, and they're ready to go. So they're not. They get a little. Brighton scored those 3 quick runs. That's get the Garden City kids. They're tough and gritty, and they're going to play hard till the end. So it's good to see.
3 runs on 2 hits for Brighton in the inning, so Garden City will have to see if they can come back and tighten this thing back up. Garden City certainly hits the baseball. It'll be Lynn, Ladishik, and Martin. 1, 2, and 3 for Garden City. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Brighton with a 3-0 lead early on.
Yeah, the Cougars really going to be starting off with their top 3 hitters here. They got Lynn leading off, and then Ladisha coming up, and then Martin. They're going to be ready to go here. So you got some girls who can really put the bat on the ball and make some things happen. So let's be good. Might have an really offensive game tonight. Be good to see.
There you see our starting lineup. Natalie Lynn leading off in pitching. Ladishik batting second at shortstop. Hitting third is Claire Martin. Dolan is in the cleanup spot. Madison Lynn, Stephanie Arlen, Jalen Banks, Daniel Rogers, and Jenna Stewart rounds it out for Garden City. Some of these players that returned to Garden City this year, 2019, a very good team, but some of the players left behind are in the record books for Garden City, and we'll get into that as the game goes on. Here's the rock and the pitch, and a swing and a miss as Izzy Holdley on the bump.
Well, that's good to see. She's in there. Be aggressive at the bat in the batter's box. That's always good to see. That's trouble.
Popped up
that's trouble.
into
That's
right field.
Down.
This could drop, and it does. So an opening hit for the Cougars.
Shortstop, number 5, Megan Ladisha.
Now we got Ladisha coming up with that runner on first. It's see what Coach Patterson wants to do here. If he wants a little too soon to play small ball, especially down 3-0, but see what he's going to do here.
So Ladishik, we talked about players that had incredible numbers. She had 52 runs scored, which is 6th all-time on Garden City back in 2019.
Yeah, she's definitely one of the girls to look for on this team. She's, both her parents. Matt was an athlete here in high school, and her mom was an athlete. So they're both got the genes in her to really be that strong athletic player.
So Lynn at first base, Ladishik the batter, Martin on deck. Garden City trying to dig themselves out of a hole early. They trail 3-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check that, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ladishik.
I'm going to check the Brighton defense here, see what they're doing. They got their corners playing up, ready for the bunt, but see what happens.
This one's popped up into the infield. This is not going to be an easy play as the catcher.
Yep.
That was an awkward play for the catcher.
Yeah, that's kind of the no man's land for the catcher. You got to let that go. Let your first baseman there make that
Third
play.
baseman, number
If anything,
17,
worst case scenario, you got to have your back to the
Mendez.
infield so that they do miss that ball. It's going to go foul instead of becoming a fair ball.
She's trying to make that play with her glove in an awkward spot. Almost, she either had to get farther back on it or she needed to make a basket catch, which you don't encourage, but she was just in a tough spot.
Lots of options to make that play there. Either, like you said, the basket catcher had both hands on. She was still kind of moving as she was trying to make that catch, so you just kind of got to give way sometimes to the girl coming in on the play rather than chasing it down like she was.
There's a swing and a miss by Martin Hoadley, the pitcher for Brighton, with an 8-2 record this season, 67 strikeouts in 79 1/3 innings for Hoadley. Here's the rock in the pitch, and Martin went after a high one.
The good thing you see, it's never changed with Barry, is the way his girls run the bases. They're always going to come off the base hard, get back hard. And sometimes you see, especially at some of these youth levels, these girls like to play games out there, but they get to the, there you go.
There's one hit into center field, and the center fielder, Laird, pulls it in. I thought it was going to carry over her head for just a moment.
Right fielder, number 19.
Putting the bat on the ball, though. That's good to see here, especially early. They'll get to her.
Solid contact, so Dolan, the right field senior, steps to the plate. She batted .421. We go back to 2019 again, fourth highest in school history. So,
and that's no small feat. Although, back in the day they were, playing in the mega conference with the Merrows and the bigger kid teams and things where they were competing and winning conferences back there. Still, when you're batting over 400 in high school, especially with the schedule that Barry will play in the non-league, it's always something to be proud of.
Fly ball hit to the left fielder, Merdinian, and that's the end of the inning. So Garden City does not score in the inning. They have a hit in the fielder's choice. And you see Garden City making decent contact as you look at the replay, but Meridian had plenty of time to haul that one in.
And you can just almost tell the way the Brighton team is fielding the ball. They're still a little overwhelmed with everything that's going on here. They're a little, on their heels playing defense. So they kept the ball missed by the catcher in the way that left fielder was going after the ball a little bit. They're just they'll settle down on the defensive side too, and Garden City will settle down. This is going to be a good game here tonight.
It'll be interesting to see how Natalie Lynn progresses as that foot possibly swells up or that bruise starts to form.
Yeah, it's going to be as long as things stay close here, and that's the key is keeping it close. That adrenaline will keep supplying that foot, but sometimes when things get out of hand a little bit, sometimes you give in to that pain. But like I said, she's a tough little Garden City kid with that rebel blood in there from St. Rayfield. So she's got some, got some grit to her.
Luckily, it'll be 30 degrees by the end of the game, so she won't have to ice
it. Right.
Memorial Day weekend, folks, and it is cold.
Yes.
Leah Mullins, the batter. She's the first baseman. Verdinian and Mendez on deck for the Brighton Bulldogs. There's the rock of the pitch from Lynn. There's a ground ball in the hole at shortstop beyond the outstretched glove of Ledishik. And another base hit for the Bulldogs.
Have a great effort on that play. That's a 3-5 hole, 3-6 hole, sorry. 5-6 hole. Sorry. It is cold. It is cold in here. It is cold.
It's a lot colder out there, I have a feeling. This is still holding heat from 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
So Merdinian will be the batter. She has 10 hits this season. She's batting out of the 8 hole for Brighton. There's a fly ball into center field. Stewart hauls it in.
Great job.
One away.
You redeem yourself, way to get back on that ball, track it all the way in the glove in position to hold that runner at first base also. So that's a great play by the center fielder.
That'll bring up Lily Mendez.
Lily Mendez.
21 runs scored, as you see the replay there.
And Cougar's going to play, you hear Coach Patterson, they're going to play it straight up, which means everyone's playing straight up in the outfield, but got to be ready for that bunt also here.
No sign of a bunt there, and there's one outside. Wind blowing from right to left. Also a bad sign at the end of May.
Yeah. Yes.
on this field. And there's one hit into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, I think Brighton is onto their pitching scheme here a little bit. They're waiting on that inside changeup now and just gonna pound it. So we might have to mix things up in here a little
and
bit.
Lynn didn't get that call between the
Center
between
fielder
home
Jesse
plate and
Laird.
the edge of the batter's box.
Yep.
So now she's
She's
picking up a little more of the plate.
being forced to come inside.
There you see Jessie Laird. She walked and scored her first time up. She squares the bunt, lays down a nice one. Flip over to the second baseman covering. And the runners advance, and there's 2 away.
And that's huge there. Sometimes you try to do too much and get that out at second base, but like you always say, they're going to
Catcher,
give you an out,
Sydney
take the
Scoggins.
out. If they any chance of being successful, if they're going to give you that out, you have to take the out at first base.
That'll bring up Scoggins. She singled and scored. Back in the first, 3-run inning for Brighton to start this one off. There's a pitch.
There it is. He's given into that outside pitch. He's seen they're not gonna they're not gonna go away from it. So if he doesn't want to be here all night long, he's gonna have to start calling it.
That's a coach talking. If I
Yeah,
remember.
well, hey, it never leaves you. And 2.
There's strike 2.
There we go.
Tatara on deck. Runner on third base is Mullins. The runner on second base is Mendez. 2 away.
Yep.
Top 2 Garden City High School.
See what we're doing here. They may be a late setup here for this pitch. Yep, there it is. Still going away. Good pitch.
All right. Didn't get her to chase.
It's a great sequence here, though. They're going to change the eye level there with the high fastball. Might have been a little bit of a rise. But now see what we do if we're going to go change. Could even go change up away here. Make her chase it outside. See what happens.
Oh, she wanted to pull the trigger, didn't
Yep.
she? 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is the beauty of the game, though. It's a chess match now. You're pitching. What pitch are we going to call? Are we going to go inside, outside, change up, high, low, fastball, rise, drop? See what we're doing here with the catchers going away again.
Ball foul. And if you're not familiar, the runner cannot leave the base until the ball has left the pitcher's hand.
Right, which if you're watching it for the first time here, it may be a little deceiving because you see the runner actually moving while the pitcher still has the ball in their hand, but they're taught to start coming off of the base when the ball is in the top of their arc, of the pitcher's arc. So if you see, like right now, they start coming off, but they're actually not leaving the base. The foot is not leaving the base until that ball releases. You got to have a lot of good timing. That's why we always kind of just say top of the arc, start your rock and come off, and then you'll be able to get that good lead and a good secondary to be able to score from second base on a base hit.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Second inning. Here's the pitch.
Nice.
Change up, ripped into the outfield for a base hit. That's going to score 2. That one's going to go all the way to the warning track. And Scoggins checks in at
run
second.
At her, run
but now
at her,
they've
run
got
at her.
her.
Make her commit. Ball up.
A couple too many throws. We saw this the other day at
She's
baseball,
out.
but eventually they get the out. So Scoggins picks up 2 more RBIs, or 2 RBIs rather. Yeah, let's watch that again. And from a defensive standpoint, that's a few too many throws.
Yes.
Than what you want to see.
Yes, but they did do a good job on that. Yeah, to make that last out there, the third baseman had it shortened up. We call it shorten it up, where you're going to come off the base and really collect that, receive that throw closer to the runner. So almost as soon as they're making that turn back to the base, you want to flip that ball to her and get that out as soon as they're making that turn back into you.
So 2 runs on 3 hits for Brighton. Nobody left on base as Scoggins gets caught in the pickle. And Garden City now with a big deficit to fight their way back from 5-0. But they do have enough offense that they can get themselves back into this one.
Absolutely. They're like I said, they're not going to, Coach Patterson's not going to let them quit. They will not, this is what Garden City's known for, playing tough all the way to the end. Like you said, they beat a very good Stevenson team, a very good Plymouth team. They played Escanaba, who's ranked in the top 10 in the state. It may have been warmer when they were playing Escanaba, but Jeff Daniels was here filming for Escanaba in the moonlight. But
leading off the bottom of the second
they will
inning for
play
your
anybody at any
Garden
time,
City
anywhere.
Cougars,
It's kind
left
of
fielder,
his
number
mantra on how he's
18.
going to attack.
Yeah, they've got the, what do they call it, the Babylon 6 Mile.
Yep.
this weekend.
That's
the tournaments
new
are
tournament this weekend.
somewhat restricted, or they might not be restricted anymore, but they were at the beginning of the season.
They're a little different this year. I know I used to help run the Big Michigan Challenge. It started out with 64 teams, all held at Canton Softball Center, but now they've gone to pods for this year with COVID, where you could only have 4 teams at a site. So they had schools were hosting 4 teams for the Saturday-Sunday event. So.
Okay. Natalie Lynn, the batter. Swing and a miss at a high pitch. She wanted that, though.
Yeah.
Lynn, a senior.
Yep. She's real close to that plate, though. Almost in jeopardy of being out of the box there, but. She's not going to get cheated on the inside. That's for sure.
And she gets caught looking. That was a tough pitch to hit, even if she had swung at it.
The first baseman.
That'll bring up Stephanie
number 15,
Arnold.
Stephanie Arnold.
Let's see what we got going here. Down 5 in the second inning. We got a lot of ball game to go. So.
That one's in the dirt.
Batter, you're looking there, and now you just got to refocus, looking for one pitch in your zone, something to put in play.
Arnold was 1 for 2 the other day at Robichaud. She's a junior, so she'll be back on this Garden City team next year. The rock and the pitch up high.
It was really unfortunate. All the the seniors in the 2020 season that are so excited to be able to play that last season and just get cut short due to
a lot
COVID.
of good players didn't
Absolutely.
get a senior season.
Yeah.
And who cares if they were bad players that didn't
Right,
get a senior season?
exactly.
Everybody deserved
Yes. You'll always want that one last chance on the field.
Hindsight in 20 years, we may decide we made a big mistake. We won't know
Exactly.
for a long time. Here's the rock and the pitch in the dirt. So 3 balls and 2 strikes on Arnold.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it was we were playing youth games in the middle of May last year, so it was, the MHSA, to cancel the season, in my opinion, a little too soon. But
well, they were caught in the middle. You see strike 3 there.
Yes.
The new president of the MHSA, who's
Second baseman,
Mark Ewell,
number
trying to do
11,
the right thing.
Yeah, and then that you kind of like you said, you got to do the right thing for everybody, and not just for the seniors, but for looking out for everybody in that case.
So Jalen Banks, a senior, at bat for Garden City. She looks at one probably a little high.
Little high.
She was not going to be able to muscle that pitch.
No.
5-0 Brighton on top. Here's the pitch, and she looks at one right around the knees. So
That's
one shoulder high, one at the knees.
working that diagonal strike zone right now and see what she's going to play a little tic-tac-toe right now, put it right down the middle, or see what happens. Yep.
Swing and a miss. So Hoadley strikes out the side. And Garden City still unable to get on the board. Nothing across for Garden City. We go to the third. 5-0 Brighton. Still on top.
Yeah, Dan, a friend of mine. Go ahead with
Okay.
this one. Sorry.
I know what this story is.
Sorry.
Anyways, we want to thank our friends at Incorporate Graphics that are kitty corner from Garden City High School right there on Middlebelt Road. Jim Neve, Sharon Giangrande, all of our great friends there that provide apparel for Omnidition Sports and GCTV. They've, I don't know if anybody's wearing them tonight. We've got some great GCTV zip-up hoodies that the guys were wearing earlier, and I'll tell you what, they can use them tonight, that's for sure. But they're great supporters of the community. They're great supporters of us, and we thank them very much for everything they do. And we encourage you, if you have needs like silk screening and embroidery and everything else, check out their website, incorporategraphics.com, incorporategraphics.com.
I'm wearing some of Incorporate's products right now with my pullover from my son's baseball team. So
there you go. Gibby's got the sweatshirt on. Forgot we had a camera in the truck. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Brighton. They lead it 5-0 as strike one to start the inning.
Yeah, she may have learned from Matt Foley, the motivational speaker. She loves living down in the river. So
here's the rock and the pitch.
And 2. There's some great pitches right now.
So a quick 0-2 count on Tatara. Reese on deck.
She's not letting that foot phase her.
Here's the rock and the pitch.
Oh.
Ground ball past the pitcher.
Great
Shortstop,
play.
quick flip across the infield, and there's one up and one away. Ladishik very patient, didn't get ahead of herself there. Slow bounding ball and get the first out of the inning.
Great play, great feet, moving to the ball, keeping it in front of you, fielding it hand on top, bringing it right in the belly button, making that nice throw over to first base for the out. Fundamentally sound. It's good to see.
So that'll bring up Reese. She grounded out to second base her first time up.
Got her on the changeup.
Popped up in the infield. The second baseman,
Nice.
Banks, puts it away, and there's 2 up and 2 away, and that's a little more like it.
Yes, that was the first changeup that we've seen
Pitcher
away.
number 33, Izzy
And batter
Hoagley.
seen it away, thought fastball, but it was the changeup, so that was good. Good piece of pitching and pitch calling there between Coach Patterson, the catcher, and the pitcher.
That'll bring up Hoadley. She's 0 for 1 today. She looks at one up high. Didn't get her to bite on that one.
No.
This one is hit right at the
on.
second baseman. So a 1-2-3 inning for Brighton. And Garden City heads back to the dugout for the bottom of the third inning, looking to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Trail at 5-0.
It's always a good quick inning when you can have that quick inning and get back in and attack the ball. So, no, Dan, I was saying earlier, a friend of mine that I coach with now, Mr. Joe Makowitz, he mentioned to me that he played for Catholic Central High School in 1987 at Garden City Park in the districts, and you were the announcer, and that you may have made a mistake in pronouncing his name as he ran out to the pitcher's mound to pitch against, I forget who it was he was pitching against, but that team went on to win the state title that year, and it has bummed him out since 1987, and he was hoping that you could give him a reprieve tonight, and instead of calling him Joe Makuski, it is Joe Makowitz. And if you could give him a little shout out. And,
Well, I think you just did.
The DP.
Yeah, I think you already did.
Yeah, so all of his Catholic Central buddies will know that his name is Joe Makowitz, not Joe Makuski.
Well, I had said in my own defense back then, there were no printed lineups.
Yes.
And no typed lineups. It was
Yes.
whatever the coach handed you. And by the way, I usually got the fourth
The fourth of the
fourth
carbon.
especially for districts.
Yes. It's not always easy as a coach to write out that lineup in between games, and you know it happens to the best of us.
And there's a quick strikeout of Rogers.
Yeah, it's
Center fielder,
it's a good
number
pitch, but
20,
you gotta
Jenna
2 strikes on you. You gotta
Stewart.
be looking to put the ball in play there somehow, some way.
That'll bring up Jenna Stewart. This will be Stewart's first at-bat of the game.
And you see Coach Patterson here trying to make something happen here with a bunt. I don't know if it was the signal given or the batter just took it upon herself to try and make something happen, but it's getting to that point where you might want to put the ball in play here somehow.
Down the first base line, this will be fouling out of play.
Seems that wind has picked up. That flag has not gone down at all. It's definitely blowing from right to left.
It's a pretty gusty wind,
Yes.
and not a warm wind as you look at strike 3 there. So that'll bring up Natalie Lynn.
Pitcher number 3.
She singled her first time up.
Lynn.
Got thrown out on the front end of a fielder's choice. Garden City has not been able to score.
Good job by the batter there. You gotta sometimes change up the change up the tempo of the game a little bit. Oh,
there's a high strike call.
He's opened up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Should have seen the look on Chris Griffith's face when he called that a strike.
Yes. It's like, I've seen that look on Griff's face a few times.
0-2 on Lynn. She hits this one into left field. This one's got some length. It'll bang up against the wall, and Lynn will trot into second base with a stand-up double. So Natalie Lynn, with a 2-out double, gets into scoring position for the Cougars.
A great piece of hitting there by Lynn. Got that front foot down, drove those hips through, and put the ball in play. It's great hit.
Yeah, left fielder got a little bit of a late break on it. So that'll bring up Ledishik. She was safe on a fielder's choice. Yeah, going back to that 2019 season for Ledishik, she batted .475, so not too shabby.
I think something just happened there, though. I think Coach, on that first pitch of that at-bat, Coach Patterson may have given a sign and was missed. I don't know what happened there, but the batter didn't seem too happy.
Normally I watch him a little closer, but that one's outside.
Yeah, they know what they're dealing with here in Ledisha. She knows who's going to put that ball over the plate. She's going to do some damage.
Down low.
Good eye there.
So 3 balls and a strike on Ledisha. Claire Martin up next. Garden City trying to make some noise here in the third.
3-1. Great at bat there.
Down low, ball 4, so a walk for Ledishik.
That's a good batter right there. She knew not to do too much in that situation. You still got good batters behind you. We got 2 outs. Don't have to force the situation quite yet. We got girls behind you that can swing the bat and get these runs in.
So after Rogers and Stewart struck out rather abruptly, Garden City has got a couple of runners on here in the bottom of the third, and there's one down low.
Yeah, she's trying to come in a little bit too much here. I think hopefully she make a little mistake here and leave it out over the inner third here and see what we can do with it. Drive one down the line.
Ledishik on first, Lynn on second base. Hoadley on the mound, and she goes outside, and she's having trouble finding the plate now.
Yeah, it's about that, third time. They got a 5-run lead. She's getting a little, just want to get a little too cautious out there, but still got to be aggressive and attack the zone as a pitcher.
There's a strike right down the middle. Hoadley's pitched 84 1/3 innings coming into this. Started 15 games for the Bulldogs. And she's low. So 3-1. Dolan on deck.
Yeah, we're in the same position here as Ledisha's at bat, so let's see what Martin wants to do here. And she makes the pitcher know she's got to throw a strike. Can't load up the bases for Dolan, so. Yep.
Down low, ball 4.
This is where the experience of Coach Patterson is going to come into play. He's going to talk to his batter a little bit, come down, give her a few words, and eventually the Brighton coach is going to go out. So you might be telling her right now, hey, we got bases loaded. She just walked 2 in a row. Let's make her throw some pitches here. See what make them make the mistake.
So the Brighton coach heads out to the mound for a conversation. Reminder, she's got a 5-run lead, and the worst case scenario is she comes out only up by 1.
Exactly, and that's, it's something actually coaching against Coach Patterson years ago. He told me, hey, you always want to be outside of 5 runs going into those late innings, because the only thing that you can't get beat at that point no matter what happens. So, even with bases loaded, they gotta get 4 plus 1 and 1 more to get on top of you. So that's some more Barry Pattersonisms that have.
Is that like Stenglese?
Yeah, that have guided some of us younger coaches through the years.
So Martin at first, Ledishik on second, Lynn on third, Ryland Dolan the senior, the batter. Dolan, who had 43 RBIs.
Oh, yeah, there we
rips
go.
one into the outfield for a base
And
hit.
Inspire.
That's going to score 2.
There we go. There we
Throw
go.
comes back into the infield, and Garden City's back into it.
There we go.
Rylan Dolan with a line shot single picks up 2 RBIs. Garden City's on the board.
Yep, and you know, something else that after the fact, of course, is, you know, Coach Patterson may have told her, hey, what are they going to do here? She's thrown 4 in a row. She's walked 2 batters. What do you think is going to happen? She wants to throw a strike. She wants to throw, so be looking for that first pitch right down the middle. And that's what she did, and she got it, and she ripped it.
And having throw it to the cleanup hitter is unfortunate for Hoadley.
But fortunate for us. So,
so that'll bring up Natalie Lynn. She struck out her first time up. 2 down, 2 on. Swing and a miss at a trailing pitch. So Garden City's dugout making a lot of noise now. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. But Garden City is on the board. An RBI double by Rylan Dolan. She drove in 2. Garden City now cuts the lead to 5-2.
Yep, and that's a huge deficit. Or not deficit, but you know, comeback. You got to get. You're going to keep scratching and clawing. Get 1, 2 an inning. You're right back in this game. Lynn's pitching a great game. You know, so it's a good thing to see is we're battling. And they're not giving away any at bats, and that's the Patterson way. They may get a street named after him here pretty soon.
The Patterson Way?
Yeah, that's. I'll take credit for that one. So,
Okay.
Oh, look out! She almost hit her right there.
Almost hit Lynn on the throw down to second base.
A little stick 'em on the fingers there, maybe.
You can see in the background, and maybe we'll show it later, but you can see down the right field line the construction going on at the high school football field as they get ready to put in field turf. Oh, look, there's a shot from earlier today. There you see them working on the field. Actually, that's from a couple of days ago, I think.
No, that was from today. It looks warm.
I think it looks warm. They've made a little more progress since then, but they have to actually put asphalt down that everything lays on top of. And part of the work you see going on in right field is they have to put a retention pond in. Ooh. And don't get me started on that as far as the amount of effort they have to do any sort of work on the ground here because of the proximity of Hines Park to the field.
That a DNR thing then?
That is a DEQ thing, yeah.
Wow.
And they've had nothing but trouble here. Even the parking lot that they put in.
Oh, because of the I got you. Yes,
right.
Yes.
So if you take basically the biggest piece of property in town that has the most grass and most bare ground of anything, and they're telling them that they can't have any more structures or any more hard surfaces. And that's talk about government overreach, buddy. And that's coming from a guy that works for the government.
Government overreach, huh? Where have we heard that before?
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll stop. So Jordan, Mullins, and Merdinian, the 6, 7, and 8 batters for Brighton as Garden City has
Nice
pulled
pitch.
within 3, 5-2.
Oh, he didn't give it to her. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, because she didn't catch it. That's why. Coach Patterson telling her that's an out if she catches that
2
ball.
balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. In the dirt.
All right. I guess we're going to go back to the first inning strike zone.
Lynn needs to find that rhythm she had back last inning.
There it is. Kevin get that one?
Probably. Thanks to Kevin Kramus. He's doing public address tonight, so we can be with you here on television. We had a couple of live streams of Cougar softball games early in the year, but this is our first full-out broadcast or telecast of Cougar softball for this year, and she just misses on the outside corner. So Jordan walks to start off the 4th. I think we might have a
pinch hitter or pinch runner
courtesy
coming in
runner,
here.
I don't know.
Courtesy. So a sub. So courtesy or pinch runner, Coach Pizzo? What is it?
All right, so 12 comes in to run at
For 26.
first base.
Straight sub.
And I have misplaced my
The first baseman, number
Brighton
10,
roster.
Leah Mullins.
There we go. So Melanie Buzo running at first base. So we'll see if she stays in the game. So Buzo running at first for Jordan. Mullins the batter. Verdinian up next. Mullins singled and scored. Back in the second inning. Here's the rock and the pitch. Outside corner, no call there.
Yeah, that one was
1-1.
That one was a little bit too much out. So
check that 2-1. There you see Kevin Kramus. All bundled up. I want to thank all of our folks that worked on this broadcast. We'll talk about them in a minute. Ladishik made a great play. There was nothing she could do with it.
Yeah, great play by Ladisha to get in position to make that play. Thought the third baseman could have maybe given a little something on that play, but maybe not.
But thanks to everybody that was out here yesterday and today to set all this up. All the cameras, run all the wires, get everything in place. So we can bring you this telecast on GCTV. Here's the rock and the pitch.
Yeah, good
Fouled.
pitch. Good pitch there by Lynn, knowing what's going to happen. Probably going to look for a bunt, given that high fastball. You're either going to pop it up or get it on for foul it off like she did there.
Here's the rock and the pitch. There's a bunt.
One.
Third baseman, quick
Good
throw
play.
to first.
Get
And
the out.
there's one away.
Good play all the way around there. Get the bunt down, move the runners up. Good play by the third baseman. Field it, stay under control, make that strong throw over.
So that'll bring up Mendez. Mendez singled and scored back in the second. Misses on the outside corner. Home plate umpire.
Yeah, he has
not too generous.
He had 2 innings there. He was working with them. Now it's kind of gone back.
There's a strike.
There you go. Kind of got that zigzag zone on the outside corner. It's out. The ball if it's up, strike if it's low. All in the same vicinity. But
The rock, the pitch. Down low. Nice pitch, but just out of the strike zone.
they're not varying from their game plan, though. They're going to stick to that outside pitch. Live or die with it.
Runner on third base is Buzo, the pinch runner for Jordan. Mullins is at second base. And 3 balls and a strike.
He may, if I'm coaching this game right now, this umpire I may go talk to the pitcher here and spend a little more time out there than usual, and just to let him know, hey. Great pitch. Oh, that's
Just missed on the outside corner. So the runners are on every base. Mendez on first, Mullins on second, Buzo on third. And that'll bring up Laird.
And Coach Patterson right there is asking, is she getting that front edge? So he was looking for that ball to break right across that front edge of the plate and then end up outside.
Part of that
yep.
question is for the umpire to hear. Right?
Absolutely. It was a little louder than normal, yes. You know, sometimes you say things louder than other times. And
so that'll bring up Laird, the center fielder. She is 0 for 1, but walked and scored in the first. And there's one that the pitcher knocks
not
down.
off the foot again, was it?
That's going to score a run. So a base hit for Laird. And Brighton increases their lead now to 6-2.
And we're still in this game, though. We're still within 4, so we're still. You got 1 out here. You got options at all your bases. Trying to get a ground ball here and get an easy out, possibly double play. So it's definitely a softball's a game where you can't ever give in. She's setting up here. See what they're still going to be going outside, looking to get that ball across the front corner here. Oh, they're going right down the middle. Double. Touch it, touch it, touch it. Go one.
Shortstop
nice.
gets one.
Interference.
And only get the first one.
Almost could have had an interference call on the runner there, but she was on the base. Everything looked legal there in the replay here. Let's see what we got. In that situation, though, you definitely still want to try and at least make the throw and see what happens and you get that out.
So this is Mason running at first base.
We got 2 outs now, though. Bases, runners on the corners. See if they're going to do any first and third plays with the runners, or Coach Patterson's got something on for his first and third defense. So. And the runner's going to go, see what we got, throw back to the pitcher.
Right back to the pitcher.
That's the old 2-15 play. Your catcher is your number 2 position, pitcher's number 1, third base number 5, so we're going to go 2-15 on that. Sometimes it's called out. Every coach has got that play in the book, but everyone calls it differently.
This one's fouled off, just clears the dugout roof. So the runner on third is Mullins, the runner on second is Mendez, the runner on first is Scoggins.
No runner on first.
No, really. Scoggins moves up to second.
Nice pitch. There we go.
We've had some
keep living out there.
Some tech issues here we're trying to manage. The rock and the pitch from Lynn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wowza.
So Tatara the batter.
I didn't think Barry's hair could get any grayer, but boy, these pitches tonight, a few more have poked through there.
So 1 for 2 is Tatara.
There it is.
Fouled off right here at the backstop.
It's good. You can identify what you want to do, and that's what Garden City has done all night. We're going to live outside, stay outside, get at that corner, and not let them get the full barrel on the bat.
Here's the rock and the pitch. In the dirt, good stop by the catcher.
Yes, keep that glove down. Use the body. Let that equipment work for you there.
So first base is open, despite what I tried to sell before. Reese on deck. 2 out.
Nice.
This one is looped into the outfield for a base hit. It's going to score 2 possibly.
Nope.
They cut it off. So 2 RBIs for Tatara. She's got 4 on the night. And this one's starting to get away from Garden City.
Yeah, there's 2 big runs there for Brighton, kind of. But Coach Spellman in the dugout, you got to get that next out. Got to forget that one, like we said earlier. You got to forget it, flush it down, get this next out. Win the next pitch.
So Reese, who's 0 for 2, looks at one up high. 9-2, Brighton on top, top 4 here at Lighted Field on a cold Thursday night in Metro Detroit. Way too cold for the end of May.
Yes.
Here's the rock and the pitch.
No comment on that one.
And Tonchik maybe didn't help her pitcher with the framing a little bit. But
well, yeah, but at some point as an umpire, you gotta give him, especially at the high school level. You're gonna call that pitch that he just called right there, and that last one was same location on the outer third, but right at the knee, and he wouldn't call it a strike. So gotta figure out what he wants to do here.
So 2 balls and a strike on Reese. She hits this one fouled on the first base line. So 2 ball, 2 strike count now.
Yes, he's making a good point for RoboZone tonight. So.
Oh, dear. Natalie Lynn on the mound.
Nice pitch.
Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. And Lynn gets out of it, but not before. Brighton scores 4. 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. 1 runner left on base, and we go to the bottom of 4. Garden City trailing by 7. New program this year that the city of Garden City has at Garden City City Park. They're calling it Camp GC. It's similar to some past programs that the city has had, but with specially trained Garden City Parks and Recreation staff, it is $79 a week for residents, $94 a week for non-residents, but it is a half-day camp every day at Garden City City Park. You can sign up by the week. It's not a daily camp, but you can sign up by the week. Call Parks and Recreation at 734-793-1850, 734-793-1850, and that begins right after school gets out.
Yeah, good to see that's packed. That's kind of resembles the old the tot
lot is what they used to call it, right?
We had one at every elementary school. And I remember some of the best things about summers in Garden City were attending, Henry Ruff and going to the summer rec program, we called it, with actually Carolyn Shanks was one of the supervisors.
Oh, really?
When I was there. She was probably 16. I was maybe 12, and some buddies and things. And she used to whoop our butt at basketball and strike out and everything. But you had your competitions, too, between every school. There was the tournament. Mr. Henry ran the program. He drove he drove the bus. There we go.
There's one hit into the outfield for a base hit. You better hustle down there. Yeah, one of the things they're going to try to do this year is have a field trip every other week at least.
Yes.
You see Arnold at first base.
Yeah, we used to go to the wave pool and Tiger games.
Yep.
And all those things, but that summer week-long tournament between floor hockey and basketball and softball and box hockey and everything, and I'm still looking for directions how to build a box hockey game for my own.
Kaylee Kroll will run at first base for Arnold.
Kaylee Kroll's got some blood in her too. She lineage to the Kroll family, and it's good to see that family still around.
So I don't know defensively, as you see this one fouled off. Brighton doesn't have numbers on the front of their jersey, so I'm not sure if the 2 pinch runners that came in, one was a pinch runner, one was a courtesy runner.
I believe they did re-enter.
I believe they probably did, too.
So for defensive purposes, put the starters back in the games.
Which is a little different in softball than it is in baseball. A little more free re-entry in softball.
Yes. Everybody has one re-entry, including your subs. So those subs can enter the game, exit the game, and still enter one more time, and that is it. And once the starter can exit and re-enter only once.
Okay. There's a ground ball down to the first base line. It's a fair ball, and the first baseman Mullins makes the play.
Good play by the first baseman there to take the out where it was taking her to. The ball was hit to the first base side, take the out at the first base bag. Batter did a good job. Still moved her up. Got something, runner in scoring position here, so let's make something happen.
So that'll bring up Danielle Rogers, the designated player, and she loops one just beyond second base for a base hit.
An interesting fact about the runner at third base, Kroll, her grandfather was actually Gino the Clown in Garden City. Used to perform, do some birthday parties. True story.
There you see Bob drop as long as we're talking about.
And James Allen. Look at that guy
Jimmy
there.
Allen.
Holy smokes.
Michelle Tyree.
Wow.
There's a strike called. Good to see Coach drop out here.
Absolutely.
Talking about all of these Garden City legends.
Yeah, James Allen, good friend.
Hoadley comes in.
Oh, that wind's got it. The wind's got it. You got to go.
Overhead.
Go.
Arnold will score. Rogers will get to third, and that was Kroll scoring, but Rogers gets to third.
Good job. Good piece
Stewart gets into second base.
That's where no matter where you're at in the lineup, you've got to come through, and that's what she did there.
So Natalie Lynn can help herself out right here with 2 runners in scoring position.
And we got runners on second and third, and time to let's get another one in here.
Lynn pops it up to left fielder.
Tagging. On deck batter's got to get that bat out of the way.
That's a deep fly ball. And that'll get the run home, though. So Rogers scores. A sacrifice fly for Lynn. Garden City back within 5.
And they're still within striking distance, though. You get one more here. You got Ladisha up. That's a could be something good happen here.
Ladishik is unofficially hasn't batted. She was safe on a fielder's choice and walked. She has a run scored. Runner on second base is Stewart. Claire Martin on deck.
Ooh,
Swing and a miss
swing.
on that fastball.
Good swing. She wanted to get that one.
Hoadley brought the heat there.
She's all right, though. You're in a good spot here. You got 2 strikes. Still got to protect. Win this at bat. Yeah, get down, ball.
Popped up into
Get
the
down, ball.
outfield. Let's see if it'll get down. It will not. And the side is retired, but not
right.
before Garden City gets a couple back.
But you get 2 back. That's good to see.
Garden City not going away. 2 runs on 3 hits.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect anything less from a Barry Patterson coach team. They're not going to, like I said, they're not going to go down. They're going to play till the final inning. We've had some great battles here with him myself. We've played 13 innings. You know, when he had Kelsey Susala, and I'll never forget it. One of the best games I was ever a part of. It was we did as Churchill. We came up on top, but that was Kelsey Susala, one of the greatest players that come through here, and then head to the University of Michigan. And
That's James Allen.
yeah, James Allen giving me a little gruff here.
That's right. a little critique.
Yes.
So Hoadley, Jordan, and Mullins, the 5, 6, and 7 batters here in the 5th inning for Brighton. They lead it by a score of 9-4.
And we're in 5th inning here. We got 3 more at bats, so we got to take advantage of when the Cougars come up the bat here. So shut them down here, come back in, and keep things rolling. Get
There's
there.
an
You got
off-speed
that.
pitch under
Great
the glove
play.
of the
Great
third
play.
baseman.
Great play.
Shortstop Ladishik was there, but again, too deep in the hole to make the throw.
Yeah, but it's not the. That's a great play, though. Great movement. Great feet on that play to even be in position to make that play.
So Sherrick will run at first base for Hoadley. Jordan, the third baseman.
Where are we at in their order here? What number
That
batter?
is a 6th spot. This
Sixth
is
spot.
popped up.
Popped up. We got to get there, get planted. Good job. Get turned. Get her. Oh, almost had her. Could have had her at first base.
So, by the way, Buzo stayed in the game. I just called that Jordan, but Buzo did stay in the game.
Leah Mullins.
A great play there, but this win by the second baseman to get back, find it at its highest point, and then that's when it's going to almost come straight down when it gets to its highest point. So that's good play by the second baseman.
So Mullins, the
2.
batter.
We're going 2. Oh, no.
Across the infield in the dirt.
All right.
First baseman,
Got the
good
out.
job by Arnold to scoop it out.
Get the out. Good job.
So then I'll bring up Merdinian.
Number 17, Bella Mesa.
That was actually got the shot of there of Maplewood and Hartel, the iconic corner here for Lighted Field. Played many a games here, both as a youth and a adult. It's good to see Barry has turned this field around now, and it's wow.
Yeah, Barry has done a lot of work in his coaches and
Yes.
fundraising for this field and improvements they've made to this field.
They used to be practicing and waiting in a parking lot full of
Softball players.
middle-aged former athletes
Former athletes.
waiting to get on this field to play their slow pitch game, and he would always fend them off and say, "No, my girls we got this field till a certain time. Get out of here." think those girls back in that day probably could have beat some of those teams anyway.
Yeah. Natalie Lynn rocks and pitches.
Nice
There's
pitch.
strike 2.
And
So a full count.
Yeah, we haven't seen any effect from the first inning of that ball off the foot either. That's good to see. She's fighting through it, and like I said, it may, tonight she takes that.
She might know tomorrow.
Should take that shoe off. It may blow up a little bit.
She might want to sleep with that shoe on.
Yeah. Nice pitch.
There's a swing and a miss.
Great pitch. Way to get out of that inning with no damage. That's a great job by the Cougars. Some great plays in that inning.
Just a hit for Brighton. And again, they do not score, as Steve said, 9-4. Garden City trailing. For Garden City, it'll be Martin, Dolan, and Lynn, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, as Garden City tries to battle their way back into this one.
And just one inning at a time, one pitch at a time. That's how you got to take it the rest of the way here. And that's what this time of year, this is what it's all about. You've got to play one pitch at a time. Can't get too high, can't get too low. Just stay even and keep playing. Like Coach Patterson's saying, got to show some fight and let's go and get it. So
there you see a lot of the parents and fans that have come out here tonight on a cold night. These night games are a big deal, though.
They are. They're a lot of fun. When I began coaching over at Churchill High School softball and talked to Barry and said, hey, let's play some night games. Let's do some fundraiser stuff. And we did. Played those Bob Bako Memorial games and everything, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of big crowds out here for those Friday night games under the lights.
So Martin, Dolan, and Lynn for Garden City. They need some runs here in the 5th, and there's a ground ball foul down the third base side.
They're not shying away though. Still being aggressive. That's good. She's gonna put that ball in the hitting zone. We're gonna attack it.
See the pitcher Hoadley as she gets a sign from the dugout that looks at
Nice
that little
pitch.
menu on her arm.
Menu. That's a good term for it. I've held some different things. It's kind of nice hit. There we go.
There's one ripped in the outfield for a base hit. So Martin
good job.
Picks up her first hit of the day, and that'll bring up Dolan.
A good piece of hitting there.
Number 19, Riley Dolan.
See what Coach Patterson's got up his sleeve here. I don't think we're gonna bunt with this girl batting. No, let her put the bat on the ball. And Dolan's had a pretty good season. She's been hitting the ball well. So
the runner on first base is Martin. 0-1 on Dolan, and she swings and misses at one below the knees.
that's all right. It takes 3 to get you out. You got to give them one every once in a while, and that's what she did right there. Just give them a pitch. Now wait for her to bring one in your hitting zone right here. There it is.
Ooh. On the outside of outside corner.
Little curve.
Left fielder, number 18, Madison.
Started out over the middle third of the plate and ended up over that outer third. It's a good pitcher's pitch there. Have to give it to her.
I won't say what Dolan said when she got back to the dugout, but she wasn't happy with herself.
No, you have earned your degree in lip reading, so
I didn't have to read her lips. I could hear her.
But that's good. A little frustration every once in a while is all right. You got to show she's got a little bit of competitive fire in her.
So Lynn, who has struck out twice today, tries to slap one down the left field line.
Yeah. Not the prototypical slapper here, but it looks like she knows what she's doing with it. So Coach Patterson's going to let her, see what she can do with a little power slap.
Hoadley lays it out on the outside 4, but outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's where you want that pitch as a slapper. You want it over that outside third of the plate. You're just going to hit it in that 5-6 gap there.
So she works it to a 3-1 count.
Between the third baseman and the shortstop. Got a little 2-bouncer right through the hole here.
Hoadley comes to the plate. There's strike 2.
Well,
brought it in a little closer.
Yes. And the slap is still in play here, so let's see what happens. Here it is.
And she bounces it to third base. It's going to be a tough play. Throw across the infield is in time.
Well, good attempt by the batter. Arnold, or Lynn, yep.
Stephanie
She
I
Arnold.
believe
the bat out
that's
play.
Tatara now playing third base. I think they've moved around a little bit on me.
Let's see what Arnold can do here. Yeah.
Arnold hits one into center field.
There we go.
Over the center fielder's head.
Home run.
And gone.
Nice.
Stephanie Arnold goes yard. And Garden City gets 2 back immediately.
That's huge. Huge in this situation.
Martin will score. Arnold will score. And Stephanie Arnold with a 2-run home run.
That's a huge smile on her face coming back to the dugout. That's a big 2 runs there.
Let's watch it again from down low. That just
No
carried
doubter.
and never came. It just never slowed down.
Right.
I probably put a dent in that truck out there that's holding the center field camera.
Right in the bed it landed in the bed of the truck. So we're
Does she win the car?
yeah. She wins the truck.
There you go. So that makes it 9-5 now. Garden City gets within 4. That was a line shot
Yes.
the whole way.
That was a great, sometimes now you got all this launch angle things and that they talk about, and that was just a great swing.
There was no launch angle there.
No, connection,
That was
contact.
fouled off by Jalen Banks.
Yep, great swing. Contact to extension all the way through and put that ball just right back up the middle, right where it came from, and no doubter.
That's up
There we
high.
go. This is prototypical Garden City team. They're going to get knocked down around a little bit, but they're going to keep fighting back, and it's never over till it's over.
And a swing and a miss by Jalen Banks. She strikes out for the second time today, but not before Garden City puts 2 more on the board. They have scored 6 runs in the last 3 innings to pull within 4. 2 runs on a couple of hits. Let's watch that home run again. Just right over the center fielder's just right over Laird's head.
Yeah, she really got a hold of that one. That's a great swing. And it's good to see all the girls here, and that's she'll never forget that one.
There you see some of the folks here at Garden City High School. Lighted field. I said on a very cold night.
I'm still in awe of your retention pond comments out there in right field. That's
Yeah, we'll talk about that off the air later.
That's a
There you see Jason Merrow, who,
Leading off the top of the
much like Bigfoot, no one had seen him for several years. He just showed up
number 19.
here today, and we appreciate that. Jason Merrow, along with Zach Witt on camera. There you see him in that lovely pink hoodie.
salmon.
Salmon colored, sorry. We'll talk about some of the other folks working our broadcast here tonight. Lily Mendez, the leadoff hitter now. In the 6th, she's the number 9 hitter, and she looks at one up high.
Yep. Coach Patterson's never done coaching. It's good to see, he's out here always coaching the girls up, trying to motivate them to finish this game out. Never want to see what Lynn does here. Great pitch and great play. Come up with it. There we go.
Scoops it out of the dirt.
Great
Nice
play.
job by Arnold.
Good play all the way around.
Center fielder number 11, Jesse Laird.
Yeah. Well,
Coach Patterson looking for
he's
improvement.
never done coaching, which is good.
And it's not like he's never done coaching. He's never finished coaching.
Right.
That one's in the dirt.
Yeah, but a little quick skipper down to the third baseman on that. That was a good play.
And that one will drop in for a base hit.
With that wind, that's a tough play heading out to right field. That's that ball's tailing, and then the wind catches it. Takes a little more. Right fielder did a good job to get out and around it and keep it in front of her and hold that runner just to a single.
So Laird on base for the third time today. That'll bring up Scoggins, number 18. Scoggins hitting .309 coming into this one.
Runner's going.
Throw down to second base is a little late.
She hung on.
Just a little late.
Little hook slide by the runner there, and she grabbed the front corner with her hand dragged across the base, and she stayed on it to the rear of the base. And good job by the shortstop to hold it on her just in case she came off. Now we're looking, we got one out, looking for a bunt here, see what happens. Corners are up.
There's a ground ball that the shortstop handles it.
Nice play by Ladisha, come across, make that strong throw.
2 away. And that'll bring up Tatara.
And we got 2 out, so the Cougars are in good shape.
There's the ground ball that the shortstop made the nice play on.
Almost a little interference by that runner, but she made it through before the fielder fielded the ball, so she was good.
So that'll bring up Tatara.
If you see here the camera shot, if you get the full field, the runners, the fielders, they know the pitch that's coming. So they got their pre-pitch set up, and then the signal is given to the catcher, and then they're moving in position to get in position for whatever pitch is called, whether it's inside, outside. So moving their feet pre-pitch, getting in position to make that play. And it's very hard to field a ball flat-footed. You got to be constantly moving up on your toes.
Tatara 1 for 3 today. And she's moved over to third base. Couple of RBIs for Tatara with that base hit in the fourth.
Got it right at her. Good
right
play.
at the second baseman. So
good inning, girls.
a base hit, but nothing else across for the Bulldogs. And Garden City, big inning now for Garden City in the bottom of the 6th as they need to get on the board and pull this a little closer than the 3 runs that it stands at right now.
You look at that last play, that last out. That was, we talked about some of that pre-pitch moving by the infield. They were moving, that second baseman moved that way and then only had to move a little bit more to get to that ball. So she knew they were going outside with that pitch and was in position to make a great play on it.
So it'll be Rogers, Stewart, and Lynn for Garden City as you see the folks in the truck that I wanted to allude to. Thanks to Noah Piggott for working replay and that side of the truck today. We want to welcome Brecken Milner, who is a brand new intern from Henry Ford Community College, who is with us tonight. We thank him. Christian Gibbons is our producer-director, and Zach King, it's his birthday yesterday, Furby's birthday. He's out there, so he's on the handheld right there. We want to thank all of these guys for their contributions to this telecast. Big deal to drag out 7 cameras and about 2,000 miles of wire to bring you this broadcast. We're happy to do it.
There's a lot of liquids in that booth, though, for all those guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
if,
well, it's either that or they eat, so pick one. So 9-6, Garden City trailing. Not sure what the holdup is here.
I think the guys in center field at the fence may be, hopefully not, or they were just getting that foul. They needed the ball. The umpires needed the ball for that home run ball.
So coach meeting with all of her troops. So Garden City down by 3 here in the 6th. There's the home run pride. I don't know. Can you see where she hit it?
I think it hit in the bed liner.
You really think it went in the bed?
It went in the bed of the truck.
Oh, my goodness. that's pretty cool. And there's a swing and a miss by Rogers.
Yeah, something, you know, 6th inning here. Let's see. We got to make up 3 runs here. So we can only do it one at bat at a time, one pitch at a time. So we need to. No, she did not. No. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So Rogers in an 0-2 hole now. She's 1-2 on the day.
There you go.
And
Let
she
that
looks it
one
went
go.
up high.
Let that one go.
Here's the rock and the pitch. It's in the dirt. So Rogers works it to 2-2.
Getting a lot of text here from people watching at home. It's good to see some old friends. Nice get
This
out.
one is hit into the shortstop's mitt for the first out of the inning.
Center fielder, number 20, Jenna Stewart.
So that'll bring up Jenna Stewart, the center fielder.
Watching the.
So 1 for 2 for Stewart. A double and an RBI in the 4th. Garden City needs base runners.
You know, one pitch here. One pitch can do it. Get on base. Done a lot of-
Inside.
Get that base runner around in this situation. Got a lot of options.
Hoadley has pitched very well.
This is where the experience, the 30-plus years of experience and 800 wins from Coach Patterson really comes into play.
3 balls and a strike.
You can even afford to take another one here. You're in good shape as a batter. Get up on that plate a little bit, crowd it, and make her really work for it. There's ball 4.
Ball 4. So Stewart walks. And Natalie Lynn, the starting pitcher for Garden City, with a chance to help herself out with 1 on and 1 out. Lynn is 2 for 2 with a sacrifice back in the 4th.
And this is exactly who you want up in this situation. You got the top of your order coming up with Lynn and Ladisha and then Martin. And you only got 1 out here, so let's see what the Cougars going to do here.
Garden City trying to put pressure on Hoadley. She goes after the
Get out of
first
here.
pitch.
Get out of here. Get out of
First
here.
baseman in foul territory. A
Oh.
mix-up between the first baseman and the catcher, and it drops safely.
Yeah, that's
And a
one of
break
those-
for Garden City.
One of those plays you got to communicate. They both looked at each other, ran to it, looked at each other, continued to look at each other, and then they looked at it fall. And that's not the way we want to make that play. You got to communicate, talk, get under it. Kind of let that first baseman make that play.
Inside. Let's watch it again. It's a tough play, and like you said, a lack of communication is, I got it, you take it.
Right.
Break for the Cougars.
I like Stewart's aggressiveness over at first base, though. She's really taking that good, hard, aggressive lead. Whoa.
There's a strike called, 1-2.
Coach Patterson might give a comment a little louder here, but got to be aggressive here. You got to protect.
Swing and a miss over the top of it by Lynn.
She's got to forget that one and go back out and pitch. She's still got a lot of ball game left here.
Number 5.
So that'll bring up
Mendez.
Ladishik. She's got a fielder's choice and a walk. Nine to 6. Brighton on top. Fouled off it right at home plate.
And this is who you want up to, though. Ladisha's been swinging a good bat. What's her average for the year? She's batting.
Well, we don't have it for
yeah,
this
we don't
year.
have it for this year, but we got. She's been a good player here for would have been her freshman year, and then missing the sophomore year. But as a junior, she's someone that Barry leans on heavily.
Fouled off right at
Foul
home
ball.
plate. So Ladishik in a quick 0-2 hole.
Yep, there's a Brighton pitcher. She doesn't want to make a mistake here, so she's going to keep nibbling out on that outer edge here. She makes a mistake on the inner third. Ladisha do some damage with it. Yep.
Up high.
Oh,
Runners going, nobody
See the ball,
covering.
see the ball? Great slide by the runner to pop up, find that ball right away.
So Stewart safe at second base with a stolen base.
And that's a good move by Coach Patterson there. You get the runner in scoring position with LaDisha up. Even if the runner's out, you still have the seventh inning coming up with LaDisha leading off. So you'd still be in good shape. You'd have good power here coming through. There you go.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Working back to even. Now the pitchers really got to start coming down into that zone a little bit. Can't afford to nibble here too much. Gonna have to put something over the plate here. Look for her to go away a little bit still. Yep.
Stewart, the runner at second base.
Ah,
Popped up foul and out of play.
fouled it off. Good. Staying alive. John Travolta used to say, just staying alive.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ladishik. This one popped into the outfield, but this will go foul and out of play.
Yep, another one of the emergency swing. You don't want to put it in the umpire's hands here. We know tonight, and who knows what's going to happen. So you got to, anything close here, got to protect yourself. Keep staying alive. Keep living here.
Well, that wind is really whipping from
She gets one up here in the left
right
center.
to left.
Gets one up in the air to that left center gap.
Popped up foul over us.
Another great at bat. Anytime you can get over 7-8 pitches into that bat, that's a quality at bat. LaDisha's really having a great at bat here, making this pitcher work here.
Normally this works out to the hitter's advantage.
Yes.
And they go deep into a count. Eventually the pitcher makes a mistake.
Unless you're the Tigers.
It's the rock and the pitch. Inside.
Wowza.
Full count.
Wowza. That was close. Right at the inner third and right on the inside knee. Must have been too much inside. Now we got 3-2, runner on second base. See if Barry puts her in motion here, even though you don't have the forces, but see if he puts her in motion, see what's going to happen with the third baseman playing up. There's
In the
ball
dirt.
four. There she goes.
That's going to advance the runner to third base
Well,
also.
then she's going to go to second. Oh, nope.
So Ladishik is safe at first base with the walk.
Third
Yep.
baseman,
Stewart advances
number
to third
17,
base.
Claire
And with 2 out, Claire Martin comes up.
This is who you want here. And Brighton's body language has definitely changed here. They may have gotten on that bus from Brighton, and it was warm. They got here, and it was cold. They may not be prepared, with the jackets and the sweaters and the long sleeves. But
A couple of the kids have been wearing hoodies out in the
Yes.
field to throw down to third base, and back in time is the runner, Stewart.
yeah, their body languages since that drop ball here early in the 6th. It was on that foul ball. Their body language has kind of said, "Oh boy, can this be over yet?" But these Cougars are still fighting.
The rock and the pitch. There's a nice pitch.
It's a good pitch there. LaDisha heads over to second base, take that force out of play. Now you got a base hit's going to get you 2 runs here. You're going to be moving on the pitch.
Looks at one outside,
go.
2 balls and a strike. First base is open.
And we got Dolan on deck, though.
Rylan Dolan on deck. She's got home run power also.
Yeah, I think these 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters all got power for Barry. So
Here's the pitch.
there we go.
Down low, 3-1.
Pitcher squeezing it a little extra tighter right now. Now they know she's still 3-1. You don't have to force it in this situation. It's got to be your pitch. You're looking for one pitch in your zone, right here. There it is. Skip.
Oh, right into the
no.
pitcher's glove. Throw back to third,
That's the third
and
out.
a force out at third base as Stewart thought the ball had dropped. And that's a tough break for Garden City with the excitement building and them trying to get a rally going.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there. Just missed it.
Yeah, the
Batter.
glove was sitting on the ground,
Yes.
so it didn't skip, but it could have been that the runner at third base, Stewart, thought that it skipped.
Yeah.
That's a tough break.
A little unfortunate there. That's part of the game of softball. Those things happen, but you got to overcome it. You're still only down 3. Have a good defensive stand here, and still got your power coming up. Good part of your order coming up. So
And to clarify, that inning was over right after
right
the
at the catch, yes.
She made
I
me
didn't want
believe
to.
it.
Yeah.
She made me believe it when she threw the third.
Hey, she sold it. She sold it.
She sold it all right.
You don't get to carry over. No.
So top 7 here at Garden City. Reese, Hoadley, and I believe Buzo are the batters this inning.
Yeah, but Lynn's been doing well. She's been pitching a great game. You know, take away that first inning, and it's a tie game right now. So that's you know, and she hasn't, like we said, she hasn't wavered with that foot. She's
Nope.
a tough cookie out there.
Doesn't appear to have affected her mechanics at all.
Not at all.
That's a nice pitch.
Especially with it being her land foot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not. It hasn't bothered her one bit.
Well, we don't know if it's not bothered her, but it doesn't appear to be affecting.
Exactly. She's
nice pitch.
Nice pitch. Coach Patterson asking her for her to spin it. That's what they're doing, living on that outer edge and a little curveball away or nice.
So one
Nice
ball
pitches.
and 2 strikes, as you see. The Brighton players in the dugout.
Well, they're all bundled up. That's what I used to tell my girls. Look at them over there. They're all bundled up. We're in our short sleeves. We're ready to play.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Go away. Nice pitch, and she hung on to it. Strike
right
3.
into the mid of the catcher,
Great
Antonchik.
job.
Great job to hold on to that 3rd strike.
And that's a little fist pound there from Antonchik. That's a great play by the catcher to hang on to that pitch.
That'll bring up Hoadley, who's pitched a very good game.
All those little things that the catchers do that go unnoticed are definitely noticed by Coach Patterson. Strike.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Hoadley is 1 for 3. Came into this one batting .327.
Nice.
Swings and misses at the high one.
Nice pitch. We're 0-2. Good shape. See if we can get her to chase something here. Throw that little 42-footer up there. There we
Swing
go.
and a miss, so 2 strikeouts in a row for Lynn. And that'll bring up Buzo, I believe.
Number 12, Melanie Buzo.
Yeah, but
Buzo batting .412 on the season.
you never know what's going to happen here. If they're going to bunt or pop it
That
up.
one's popped up fouling out of the plate. By the way, Buzo's OPS is 1,088. That's solid.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a solid OPS.
Yes. Nice pitch.
0-2 on Buzo.
That's a great pitch there.
Dolan, Lynn, and Arnold for Garden City. In the bottom of the 7th, Garden City trying to get back into this one.
Again, Antonchik looking to Coach Patterson for the signal. See what it is. Strike 3. Oh, almost.
Just missed outside, 1-2.
We're going to keep living out there for a few more pitches.
Rock and the pitch.
1-1-1.
The outfield,
You got her at 1. You got her at 1.
And a base hit
Almost.
for Buzo.
Come up firing with that ball and make a play on it and see what happens.
So that'll bring up Leah Mullins, the first baseman. Mullins is 2 for 2.
That's great advice from Coach Patterson there to the catcher. He got nobody on base. Got to run down that first baseline on that angle, get to the fence in case that throw is made. That may be why the right fielder did not make that throw, but always there's the hit and then there's the play. Everyone's involved. Good pitch.
0-1 on Mullins. Verdinian on deck. Yeah, it's barely 50 degrees now as
Yes.
the temperature has plummeted.
Nice pitch.
Just
boy.
missed.
Coach Spellman and dugout. Coach, good spot, good spot. That means
And just as you don't get the call, it doesn't mean it isn't where you wanted it. Swing and a miss.
it's a good sequence of pitching here.
So 1-2 on Mullins.
You hear them in the dugout also. Got to get that ball first. What they're saying is fielders got to field the ball first. Don't make the play first, then you make the throw. There it is.
Swing and a miss.
All right, girls.
So she strikes out the side. And Garden City needs 3 to tie, 4 to win as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Lighted Field. This non-conference game between Garden City and Brighton comes down to this.
Yep, it just goes to show you that, like we said, Garden City will play anybody, anywhere, anytime. And you take on the big dogs with the 2,000 students enrolled out in Brighton. And they'll play anybody, anywhere. So they can compete with anybody at any time.
Our thanks to our friends at Sports Venue, Lori, Matt, Kelly, everybody there, as we talked about at Monday's game. Big supporters of the community, big supporters of Garden City High School, and do a great job. They get to open up to full capacity here in a couple of weeks. So good luck to them as they try to get things back in business and try to make a couple of bucks for their employees and for themselves.
Yeah, it's good to get out and support your local businesses, and Sports Venue, like we said, does a great job of supporting the community and the kids and different organizations and things, and it's always good to get back out and support them. And it's been a tough year for all the restaurants and businesses and things. So it's,
all right, the batter's up. Go away from me. It'll be Dolan, Lynn, and Arnold for Garden City as you get to look inside of Announce House here at Garden City High School at Lighted Field. Garden City needs 3.
What we got here? We got Dolan leading off.
Dolan, the senior. She's 1 for 3. She looks at a strike right down the middle.
This is a big-time moment for a senior here. Leading off. See what Coach Patterson's got going on. They got 2 strikes on, so now we're in the same situation. We've got to protect.
Here's the rock and the pitch. Outside. Catcher tried to frame it up. 1-2.
Yeah, there's some pitches that you can frame, and then there's that. And that was not a pitch that should have been framed. That was definitely out of the zone, and umpire knew that. There we go. Hit
Dolan
hard.
rips it to shortstop. She gets handcuffed.
Knocked her mask
Across
off,
the
and she's
infield
safe.
And bobbled at first base. So a big, big safety for Dolan.
That's a huge hit right there.
Let's watch it again. The shortstop got handcuffed.
Fielder, number 18, Madison.
And then across the infield, the first baseman also got handcuffed on the throw.
Yep. And
So one on and nobody out for Lynn. This is Madison Lynn.
That was going back to that, you got to play the ball first.
Lynn fouls it off.
She may have got ahead of herself there a little bit and had that sharp hit, line drive hit right to her and hit her in the glove. And let's see what Lynn does here.
Swing and a miss at a high pitch. Rides are tough to lay off of.
Yeah, that pitch usually comes in right about your hip, and then it'll rise up a few inches and ends up out of the strike zone. If you can recognize it, it's a good batter, but it's hard to recognize. There we go. That's
Lynn
going
goes
to get
for
down.
the slap,
That's down.
gets it into left field for a base hit.
There we
Dolan
go.
goes to second base. Lynn safe at first. Arnold, who has a home run in this game, will be the batter.
We got nobody out with Arnold up. Even though she hit the home run here, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Coach Patterson put a bunt in play, put the runners in scoring position.
Let's watch this little looper into left field, dropped right in front of the left fielder.
That's exactly what you're looking for a slapper to do there, too. Just hit that, slap it right over the shortstop's head in that 5-6 hole.
And Arnold looks at a strike.
That's all right. Looks like they may have the take on here for the first to get a strike called on you, but now it's time to go get you some hitting.
Maddie Lynn at first.
There we go.
Line shot up the middle, base hit. This could score Dolan.
Nope.
She'll stop at third base. Base is juiced for Jalen Banks.
And Jalen's this is her chance here.
Number 11, Jalen.
Here's
Great
the
hit.
line shot up right up the middle. Shortstop playing shallow enough that Garden City Coach Patterson knows that first run doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything in this situation. We got
so
nobody
he keeps
out.
Dolan at third base, and there'll be a meeting at the mound and a meeting with Coach Patterson and his players on the area around the coach's box. Bases loaded. Arnold at first, Lynn at second, Dolan at third base. Garden City trails by 3 here in the 7th inning at Garden City High School.
Yep, that's, again, Barry's experience told him, hey, this run means nothing. We got hitters coming up. We got Banks, Rogers, and Stewart coming up. We're in good shape. And another base hit's going to get us 2 here.
Banks has struck out twice. She is 0 for 3, so she's due. And Balin takes Banks takes a strike.
And that's a good pitch by the pitcher on that inside part of the plate. Banks has got to be looking right here. One spot, base hit.
Popped up. Catcher chases it and can't handle it.
And that's a tough play by the catcher. That's a tough one to get.
Scoggins had a nice break on it.
Yes. She opened up the right way, opened up with that right leg, went and got it, put the glove on it, just couldn't come up with it.
Garden City's dugout making a lot of noise.
We're 0-2 now, but she's up on that plate. She's not going to get beat on the outside. Deep breath. See the ball right out of her hip.
Banks chokes up a little bit. Swings and misses at the riser. So that'll bring up Rogers. Rogers with a single and a run scored in the 4th.
So looking for Rogers just to put the ball in play here. Got to make Brighton make a play.
The senior is the designated player, which is the softball equivalent of the designated hitter. And she looks at one up high.
And the DP flexes, that's a very unique rule to softball. They're kind of one and the same, but different. Much different than their standard DH.
Hoadley looks in.
Good
and
eye
misses
there.
down low, 2-0.
Good eye there.
No place to put Rogers. 3-run lead for Brighton.
We got Stewart coming up.
And Rogers takes the strike.
That was the one. Coach Patterson's telling her that's the one you wanted right there. Now you're still in good shape though, batter. Still in 2-1.
Still a hitter's count.
Yep. Still got to come to you.
Swing and a miss.
That's a good, powerful swing though. She hits that ball. We might be in a tie game here. Just got to put it in play here. Try not to do too much. Just relax. Let the hands do the work.
Rock the pitch from Hoadley. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that'll bring up Stewart. Stewart's been on base twice.
The center fielder.
She's got an RBI.
Jenna Stewart.
This is her chance right here.
Bases are loaded. Garden City trails by 3. 2 down, bottom of the 7th.
Good eye. Let that go. Always seems these games here on this corner come down to the last inning, last out. It's a good preparation for the Cougars for postseason. Get down.
Popped
Get
up
out.
into the outfield.
There
Let's
it is.
see.
There it is.
That's up against the wall. One run scores.
There we go.
2-run score.
There we go. It's key.
So Stewart with a double. 2-run score, and it's a 1-run game.
Look at that, Cougars. Always scratching and clawing. Love it.
Number 3.
So Arnold at third base. Let's watch it again.
Oh.
I was totally screened.
Oh, off the fence.
That missed a home run by a foot.
Wow.
So this brings up Natalie Lynn. She can win her own game. 9-8.
Oh.
And that strike on the inside corner. Banks had trouble with that pitch, too.
Yeah, that's all right, though. That's why they give you 3 in this game. Only takes 1. Lynn knows that as a pitcher. She's nice and cool and relaxed in there. Looking for 1 spot here. Base hit's going to get her 2 runs.
Tying run is on third base. The winning run is on second. Up high, this could score the run. Let's see. Nope. Arnold will stay at third base.
Got the springboard here. That's a good move by the runner at third. If you don't go right away, you
don't want to
go.
make the last out of the game at home plate.
Especially in this situation. If you don't go right away, don't go.
And there's not a lot of room behind home plate here at Lighted Field anymore.
No.
Here's the pitch. This one is hit into the outfield.
That's
is
the
deep,
one.
and it is gone!
Yes, sir!
A 3-run home run for Natalie Lynn, and Garden City's first lead of the game comes on the final at-bat of the game. Natalie Lynn with a 3-run homer, and Garden City comes from behind, and an 11-9 win here at Lighted Field. Holy cow, Natalie Lynn goes yard.
Wow, how's that foot feel now, Miss Lynn? That's an excellent game.
There you see it. She got every bit of it, and it cleared the fence by about 10 feet.
Nice work.
Natalie Lynn wins the game for herself, a 3-run homer.
She pitched it, she hit it, she did it all. Great game tonight by the Cougars.
What an amazing win here at home for Garden City. They scuffled in the early innings. They had a tough first inning against this Brighton team that they don't see very often, and a non-conference win for Barry Patterson, and an 11-9 win, and what a great outcome on the day that we honor Barry Patterson and his 800 victories today at Garden City High School.
That's huge. I mean, for the amount of work and the time that Coach Patterson spent here in this community, it just shows you the crowd that's out here tonight supporting him, and everybody, if you look at them down the line here, it's probably some former players and parents and things coming out to celebrate with him. And again, nobody knew this was happening tonight, this celebration, but there's still fans and community out here to pay their respects to the man who's meant so much to this community and the softball community.
So Natalie Lynn along with Stephanie Arnold both go deep tonight for Garden City, but Natalie Lynn wins her own game with a 3-run home run here in the 7th inning. A great outcome for the Cougars and a great job by Garden City tonight because, again, they scuffled. They gave up a bunch of runs early in this game, and they managed to never give up, and they managed to pull out a victory here tonight.
Yep, never give up, never surrender. That's the way they're going to play, and it's just getting them ready for postseason play, where every pitch in the postseason means something. And no matter what happens between April and the end of May, Barry will always have his teams ready to play in the postseason.
All right, let's watch it one more time as we wrap it up here from Garden City High School. Again, the final score, Garden City 11. And Brighton 9. For Steve Gentilia, this is Dan York along for our producer and director Christian Gibbons saying so long from Garden City High School. Thanks so much for watching tonight, and good night, everyone.